Hello, how is everybody doing today? Mr. Daniel, are you there?
Yes, I am.
Okay, great. That's lovely. Yeah, I'm so glad to have you here. I think we're having a number of people joining. Everyone is here. Let's just say hi to a number of people that are on the call so far. Bonaventure, are you there? Can you hear me? Just want to be able to, I want to be sure everybody can hear and everybody, that the network is clear to everyone. Let me call on Praven. Praven, are you there? Okay. What about Adeniyi Bolatito? I want to be sure that.
Hello.
Hello. Hello. Who is that, please? Can you introduce yourself a little bit?
Adeniyi Bolatito.
How are you doing today?
Fine, thank you.
That's good. So means our network is good. So that's good. What about Coyote? Coyote, can you hear me?
I'm not sure. Yes, I can. I can hear you loud and clear.
Okay, that's good. That's great. And there's a little echo. We have a number of people in the waiting list. Just a minute. It seems I mute myself. Mr. Daniel, there's some echo, so I'm going to leave and then assign the ownership, what do we call it? The coordinator role to you.
Okay. I'll probably need to
Can you hear me, Mr. Daniel?
Yes, I can hear you.
Okay, that's good. That's good.
Yes, I can hear you.
Yeah, that's great. I think I resolved the echo issue. I think we have Dr. Mike here too. Dr. Mike, can you hear me loud and clear?
Hello, I can hear you very well.
Okay.
Thank you.
That's good. That's good. Thank you for joining today. Really appreciate having you here.
Thank you.
Yeah. Without further ado, I think I was trying to wait for some of the people that are already in the room but still unable to join. I think we have just a few of them. I think they will just join the conversation as we begin. So today the focus is on selling. We have the honor of having Mr. Daniel Adeniyi here. He's going to be doing a little bit more introduction about himself. Some people here, especially people that have been familiar with Organic Farming Masterclass, might know him. It's a very dynamic sales expert with tremendous experience. I'm sure most of you are going to be benefiting from that today. Is going to be talking about social selling with focus just on social selling, but today's class, social selling is a very broad topic. Today is just going to be looking at an overview, just to give you what you really need to have in place to have a successful, to design a successful selling operation online. Let's share the slide so that everybody is also carried along with it. I think we have most of the people joining. That's good. Full screen. Okay, so I'm going to hand over to Mr. Daniel to take over the conversation from there. Once again, Mr. Daniel, thank you for being here. Yeah.
You're welcome. You're welcome, Mr. Colinius. It's always a privilege to be here. I'm sure everybody can hear me. So we have about how many minutes? I think about 60 minutes, right?
Yeah,
the idea is,
yeah, the idea is for it to be 60 minutes, but maybe
okay.
we want, you know, like we've done in the past as well. We would love a situation where people could have time also for questions and answers.
For question and answers,
So,
okay.
yeah,
okay.
so if you can do like 30, 40 minutes so that we have enough time for people to really dig in with the question and answer, especially towards the end. I know you have some announcement at the end as well. So, yeah.
Okay. Yeah. All right. Okay, so welcome everyone. I want to especially welcome everyone to the Social Selling for Agribusiness class. In the next couple of minutes, we're going to definitely have a very great time together. And I can't wait to share as much as possible in today's session. Thank you, Mr. Colinius, for giving me so many platforms to impact people's lives. I think that's something I'm really passionate about. I'm a salesperson. So before we start, just for those who are new and who don't know me, you're probably wondering what can this man teach? So let me probably do like a brief introduction. My name is Daniel. I'm co-founder of Giddy Cakes and Giddy Eggs, a new business that we just started. And we've been doing that for the past 6 years, a company that we grew from just 3 staffs to about 30 staffs. And we have 4 locations in Lagos, and we are into food business generally, you know. And that's not all. I also worked at Right Foods Limited, makers of Biggie Drink. I was there for about I think 6-7 years. I started as the PA to the MD, and I resigned, or not resigned, I left actually, and I didn't resign. I left, you know, as the assistant national sales manager. And I had exhausted my time, so I needed to go and start my own business. That was why I left Right Food. So it was a very interesting session for me. So some of what I will teach you guys today is coming from my root of experience as a sales manager, managing, you know, our business, you know, my Right Foods business, you know, in over 18 states. I'm a Niger boy, so I've been everywhere. Odisha, Aba, Owerri, Aba, Bayelsa, anywhere, name it. I've been there to sell, not just pass through. I've lived, at least I've spent like a month in some of those states, you know, selling products. So I have a little bit of knowledge, you know, in terms of grassroots sales and stuff like that. You know, so but today we're not talking more on field sales. Some other time we'll discuss about field sales, but today let's focus on social selling. Now, social selling is different from field sales. There's a difference between social selling and field sales. Social selling and field sales marketing and stuff like that. So I won't delve too much on the field aspect, but I want to focus more on social selling, which simply involves how agro-business owners can leverage on the social media platform to achieve their sales goals. I'm sure every single person here who is listening to me, you are in business to make money. That is the first priority. If you're not in business to make money, then this probably is not a class you want to join. So I'm sure everybody here want to make money. So your first priority is to make money. Now the question is how can you leverage on the social media platform to to achieve or attain your sales goal? That is the first premise for today's event. All right, so move to the first slide, which is I've done that already. Welcome to the Agribusiness Social Selling System. We can go to the next slide. All right, so this class I want to teach. You can go to the next slide, sir. This class I'm about to teach is very intense. And like I was sharing with Mr. Colenius during the week when we are planning for today's class, I said, this class is like a 3-hour class. And aside that, it's more like a 3 hours plus a 5-day coaching class, because everything you will learn here are not things you will find in any secular book. I can guarantee you that. There are things that I have studied in the last 10 years, and I've been able to put together to create a structure, or to create a how will I put it, a model at which people can actually understand how to achieve the same results I did while I was at Right Food, and also we are doing now at Giddy Cakes. Because now, what I'm about to teach you now are not just things that I just Googled from the internet and download. I want to teach they are practical insights, what we actually did to achieve our results. When I was at Right Food Limited, I was able to grow their sales at the South region, about a couple of states there. I mean, I grew their sales from almost about 20 million to about 70 million every week. And these are some of the strategies that I used to achieve that. And when I also started my own business, which is Giddy Cakes, I applied the same principles and it worked. I mean, we started our business in 2015, and between 2015, 2016, when we officially launched, to now, we've been able to grow our business from 3 staff to 30 staff, and we've done over 9 figures in revenue, applying the same principle, applying the same strategy. So if it works with Right Foods and it works with Giddy Cakes, I'm sure it will work with anybody. And I'm sure if you implement the same principle in your business, you would achieve the same result. So what you're seeing here on your screen are what I've called the 4 key quadrants. Now, these are terms you're familiar with, but I'm going to explain them in detail. They are called the 4 key quadrants. By God's grace, I'm hoping that I will launch a book towards the end of the year or next year. Mr. Colenius has already hijacked me that I need to write a book. So hopefully I'll get that done, because the time is a major issue, but I'm sure I'll write a book on this particular topic, because people need to learn more about it. So we'll have 4 quadrants here, and the first quadrant is the word sell. I'm going to explain what all this means. The second quadrant is sale, the third quadrant is selling, and the last quadrant is sales. The first is sell. What does it involve? This aspect involves your first contact with your customers, how you engage your customers, how you get people to know about your business and what you are selling. Now, the next quadrant, which is sale, has to do with the exchange of value. At that point, that transaction takes place. That is the sale quadrant. Now, the selling quadrant is where you reinforce repeat sales or reinforce repeat purchase. That's what happened at the third quadrant, and that's where a whole lot of work entails. And the last quadrant is where every entrepreneur wants to belong to. That place where customers buy from you without you doing any marketing. That place where you now have loyal customers who just ring your number and tell you, can you deliver to us? Can we get this product from us? Every entrepreneur dreams of this quadrant, which is a sales quadrant. So I'm going to teach you what you need to do. This topic, I'm going to focus this topic on social selling, not the broad perspective now, because the broader topic has to do with a whole lot of elements, with regards to the 4 quadrants, but I'll try to streamline it to the social selling. So that's online sales rather than just doing the entire holistic teaching. If I'm to cover this topic, I'm going to use probably 2 hours for this session to teach each of these quadrants, from sale to selling to sales. I have to spend a lot of time, but because of time, I can't have much, I want to cover as much, topics as much as possible. All right, so let's dig in quickly. Next slide. Now, the first one is the sale quadrant. What does this mean? This is the place where you generate your first contact. Now, let me tell you categorically well, until you show your customers or tell them what you sell and what your product, what you're offering, and what product what you sell or what your business is offering, there is no way they will know that you exist. This is something every listener here needs to understand. Until you communicate what you are selling to your customers, they do not have a clue that you exist. And I've met many entrepreneurs who assume that there is this pseudo mindset, because I did psychology in schools when I was in school, and there is a part in our brain, which actually handles the pleasure, the pleasure aspect of our lives. And what happens is there is this perception that we have that, we assume on behalf of people. So you make assumptions on people's behalf. Now, there's a particular point in my life that I had to stop making assumptions for people, because a lot of times, most of the assumptions I make are wrong. So sometimes as entrepreneurs, we have this mindset that, oh, because we're on Facebook, we're on Instagram, people know that we exist. Excuse me, they have no clue that you exist. As a matter of fact, people can be liking your page, liking your post, and they still do not have a clue what you do. They just see a picture, they like, and they go there, they click on it, and they move on. You know, they go to the picture, they click on your picture, and they move on. So many times entrepreneurs find themselves in that cluster where they believe, okay, I'm on Facebook, I'm on Instagram, everybody knows me, I'm always posting and they like me. It means that people know that my business exists. No, they don't know that it exists. Your business or the pictures you post or the article you post or the information you post as just like every other thing that anybody else posts on social media platform. So this first part, which has to do with the sales aspect, is where you build your first contact with your potential customers. This is where you build the first contact with your potential customers. And there are two things that are fundamental in this aspect. One, it's about the first aspect is, you can go to the next slide. The first aspect is building your unique selling proposition. And the next aspect is building your unique value proposition. I decided to add these two, to separate these two, so it can give you a clearer picture on what they both entail. Now, the first one, which has to do with building your unique selling preposition, has to do with you identifying the, how will I put it? Okay, let me start with the other one below, which is the unique value. Oh, let me start with the selling unique value proposition rather. Now, the unique value proposition starts with you understanding the uniqueness of what you sell. Now, this part has to do with you sitting down to ask yourself, how is my produce valuable to the customer? Now, in this place, you are not looking about what you're selling. You're not looking about the reward you will gain from selling. Your entire mind is, what will customers benefit if they buy my product? What is the end result? So for instance, now, if you're into the sales of poultry products, for instance, now, your goal is to ask yourself, how will my poultry product benefit my customers? Now, note, what I'm teaching you here, I'm teaching you the entrepreneurship strategy. Now, let me just digress a little bit. There are two categories of people that I've observed in my 10 years of training people in business and sales. There are those that are traders and there are those that are entrepreneurs. There are two different kinds of people. A trader is someone who just goes into business to sell anything that sells. So if you go to a trader's platform, you'll find everything: clothes, food, shoes. A trader sells anything: cars, house, whatever it is that sell. A trader is all about making profit margin from whatever it is they sell. And the profit margin is what I feed on. But an entrepreneur, you are building a legacy. You are not just building to sell, you are building a business that is, you are building more or less an institution. So every single detail, every single aspect of your business must be detailed enough in such a way that you can explain the benefit of your product and service to a customer in less than 60 seconds. If you are selling rice, 1,001 people are selling bags of rice. The big question is, how is your own bag of rice valuable enough to the customer when compared to other people? In a world where it's a dog-eat-dog market, it is dangerous to generalize your sales strategy. You must personify it. Ooh, I wish I could spend more time on this. You must personify your business. Your business must have a unique identity. Now, if you look at it, what I wrote in this subject, I wrote, identify your indigenous unique selling proposition. It must be indigenous. It must be unique to you. If 1,000 people are selling rice at a particular location, yours must be different. And what does this simply mean? If you step into a grocery store, for instance, and you go into the beverage aisle, you'll find a lot of products. Same thing. As a matter of fact, if you're looking for Coke product, not Coca-Cola now. If you're looking for Coke product, you will find many of them. There is Biggie Coke, there is Big Coke, there's Coca-Cola, there is this Coke, there is that Coke, and they are all at the same aisle on the shelf. Each and every one of them is calling your attention. But guess what? There is one that has built a unique identity in you, which is mostly Coca-Cola or Biggie drink. You know, most of them take Biggie or Coca-Cola or Pepsi. Like those three are usually the top three right now in Nigeria as of today. You know, so when you go into a grocery store and you want to get a Coke, the possibility of you getting a Coke or a Coca-Cola or a Pepsi or a Biggie Cola is extremely high. Now, this does not mean that you are not obvious, or you are not open to the general options available when you step into the grocery store, but because those companies have built a unique identity. They've personalized their business, they've personalized their products, they've built a personality around their business. Every customer has an interpreted perception towards them. So it literally draws people to buy more of their products. So exactly. All right, now, so there are two aspects here, which talks about unique value proposition and unique selling proposition. Now, globally, in the Western world, they merge both together as unique selling proposition or unique value proposition, both working the same thing. But looking at the context of our locality here in Nigeria, I decided to separate both to give us level of clarity. So your unique value proposition speaks about what you stand to offer. What is the benefit of your product? If I buy your product, how will it benefit me as a customer? That is your unique value proposition. The next aspect speaks of your unique selling proposition. Your unique selling proposition now speaks of, how do you deliver the value to the customer? How do you get this value to the customer? How do you make the customer interpret your value the way you want it to be interpreted? I will say that again. Unique selling proposition speaks about how you want the value to be interpreted, how you want a customer to interpret your value the way you want it to be interpreted. That is what it means to develop or identify your unique selling proposition. So in other words, your value is there, you've identified your value, you've seen what your business can do with regards to benefiting the customer. The big question is now, how do you communicate this information to your customer? That is where your unique selling proposition comes in. These two aspects actually have some other subtopics, but because of time, I will just want to rush to the next aspect. I'm going to make an announcement later on how we'll cover up all the topics, but let me just quickly move into the second, the next slide 2. Now, how do you design your market positioning? Now, note that we are still in the first quadrant now. We're still in the first quadrant. How do you design your market positioning? And please bear with me. I will just try as much as possible to run through everything, but I will give as much details as possible to help you guys understand, as we move on. So the second slide. Okay. I think someone's having issue connecting. Okay. The next part is design your marketing. How do you design your marketing positioning? I mentioned in the first aspect that you need to give your business a personality. You need to give your business an identity. So how do you, design your market positioning? The first thing you need to learn here is your product characteristics. This is very important. What does product characteristics mean? If you are familiar with the comedy industry, when I mention the word Shaggy, Brother Shaggy, what comes to mind? A comedian who wears short knickers with an orange cap. When I mention the word Madea, for instance, that is the woman, that is Tyler Perry, who dresses like a woman and has, his comedy skit. If I mention Mark Zuckerberg, for instance, what comes to your mind? A guy who wears gray shirts and black jeans, If I mention what other brand do you know? If I mention McDonald's, for instance, what comes to your mind? They're into the sales of burgers. If I mention, Dangote, for instance, what comes to your mind? Definitely the first thing that comes to your mind is cement. The next thing that comes to your mind is sugar. Then you move to salt. And next year, by God's grace, by God's grace, sorry, I'm a pastor. Next year, he's starting up his refinery, business. I love that man, actually. I love his business, his business sagacity is quite audacious. And I wish a lot of us can actually, experience such, but I believe we can actually achieve similar results with him. Just have the right picture and be audacious to get things done. So product characteristics speaks about the characteristic features that your business presents. So when someone mentions your business name, what comes to their mind? Hello? Okay. When someone mentions your business name, what comes to their mind? If someone steps into or sign into your social media platform and they cannot pick what you sell in the first 10 seconds, they cannot summarize what your business is into in the first 5 seconds, there is no way you can make profitable sales on social media. It is absolutely impossible. I want to say that again. If someone goes to your Instagram page or log into your or log in, or rather, if someone clicks on your Instagram page or Facebook page and they probably scroll through and they cannot grasp what you sell in the first 10 seconds, you are already en route losing out profitably on social media. The social media is an extremely complex environment. And customers who, or people who are potential customers who come online do not have the time to waste trying to analyze what you are selling. They are there for certain information. And if you're not giving them that information in the first click, they are off. They are automatically off. If you go to our business page right now, now at Giddy Cakes, if you probably have a spare phone, if you go to Instagram at Giddy Cakes right now, you can categorically tell what we are into in the first 10 seconds. You can tell it is there, it is glaring. Every product conveys the same characteristics. We are into children's cakes, and everything we do at Giddy Cakes is children's cakes. You would not find a wedding cake on our children's cake platform. If you go to Giddy Cakes page now, you will not find a wedding cake. You will not find an adult cake. You won't find, anything outside children's cakes. The only cake you will see there is that Sophia cake or Paw Patrol cake or SpongeBob cake or some certain cartoon character cakes. So in the first 10 seconds, anyone who logs onto our Facebook or Instagram page know what we are into. So the first question I want to ask you here now is, if you open your Instagram page right now, can I say categorically, this is what you sell? If that is not your own experience at this instance, then you are not in the right track. You're not on the right track. You are heading towards the wrong direction. You cannot make sales on social media platform. All right. So the next part in terms of designing your marketing positioning is your price. It's your price. Can we go to the next slide? Your price. Woo! This price issue, this price is very elaborate because it conveys a lot of stuff, from your costing, your product costing, your pricing strategy, your competitive pricing, index and stuff like that. So I think I will just, just jump this slide and go to the next slide, because pricing is quite extensive. You consider a lot of factors, but another way to position your business is your price. I always smile when I see people post on social media, buy my product, and send us a DM for price. I'm like, you are not serious. Yeah, you are not serious. You're not ready to make money. You are selling on social media, a place that has millions of people. As a matter of fact, every day on social media, especially in this part of the world, every day we have approximately about close to about 1 million people. Oh, somebody is saying our website. Oh, okay. At Giddy Cakes. On Facebook alone, we have close to about 30 million people on Facebook. On Instagram, we have close to about 20 million people on Instagram. And every single day, there is a traction of close to, on Instagram and Facebook, on Instagram, every single day, we have close to 3 to 5 million engagement every single day on Facebook. That's the amount of people that log into Facebook to build, to come in to get whatever it is they want to do on social media platform. Now you are selling a product and you are telling these people who are here to, just have fun on social media to DM you for price. When the next person below your slide or below their screen page is already putting the price mark on the product. Guess who's going to make the sale? Of course, your competitor. There is no wisdom in hiding sales. Is this Nigerian? The Nigerian culture affects how we sell. And this is something I observed selling around Nigeria. I've sold in Onitsha, I've sold in Aba, I've sold in Port Harcourt, I've sold in Bayelsa, I've sold in Kano, I've sold in Jos, I've sold in Kaduna, I've sold in Lagos. So I've seen how culture affects how we sell. In Lagos alone, there was a particular period I had that, I realized that Lagos is a very emotional place. It's difficult to sell a product, especially if you're into distribution. I'm probably sure Mr. Collinas might want to even note that down. We might do a class on distributorship, how to structure your distribution network and everything. Because someone like Dangote, someone like Aliko Dangote, what makes Aliko Dangote successful is his distribution network. I did a lot of study on Aliko Dangote. His first 15 years in business, 20 years in business, Aliko Dangote spent years building his own distributors. He did not work with he did not try to, how will I put it, to headhunt other company distributors. No, he worked on his own distributors. He built them from scratch, and many of them are still with him till date. A lot of his distributors are actually billionaires today. Many of Dangote's distributors, they are billionaires today in Nigeria. This is a valid fact. And these are people that Dangote built from scratch. So some of you who are into distribution, maybe probably myself and Mr. Colinius will look for another class, to teach, maybe just have like a few people that will teach on how to build your distribution network, how to start from your locality and how to supply your products, what you need to do at those various locations and stuff like that. I'll probably
take that. So pricing is also very important. So speaking about Dangote, for instance, in terms of distribution, when I got to Lagos market, I realized that Lagos is very emotional. There is, no matter how hard you try to sell in Lagos, there are some products that will not go in smoothly. Why? Because some of the top distributors selling those particular products already have an emotional attachment with their host company. So if you're coming in newly and you want to sell your product to them, it will take a lot of years. It happened to us in Right Foods. As a matter of fact, Right Food did not have its first breakthrough in Lagos. We had our first breakthrough in Port Harcourt. We are producing in Lagos. Lagos was our lowest selling zone. We are literally exporting from Lagos to Port Harcourt. Port Harcourt was our best selling zone. So business is very funny. Business is a game of numbers and strategy. So sometimes many of you are trying to sell a product that is not sellable in Lagos, but you will be shocked that your product will sell like wildfire in a place like Aba or Kano or Jos. You'll be surprised how that we accept your product. It happened to us many times. So I'm sure Mr. Cornelius will probably take a class on that some other time. You know, the next one is quality. Next slide quickly. Quality. All right. So quality speaks about your everything that has to do with quality, your product quality. Gone are those days that you've believed that, oh, Nigerians will not observe excellence. Excuse me, my brother and my sister. Nigerians know what excellence is. They know quality. The social media space has opened up our eyes to what excellence and quality is. A Nigerian can tell if your beans is not top quality, or your rice is not top quality, or the yam you are selling is not top quality. A Nigerian can tell, they can easily tell. And you see, the problem is that when they buy your product the first time and they realize it's not top quality, even though you have made the first sale, not where we're coming from, the 4 quadrants, sell, sales, selling, and sales. Even though they bought from me the first time, you cannot guarantee their repeat sales. Why? Because your quality is substandard. So ensure to position yourself in the market, you must ensure that your quality is top-notch. If you're promising customers, buy my stone-free beans, your beans should be 100% stone-free. I mean 100%. There is no room for excuse. There was a day I stepped into our bakery and a particular customer ordered a cake, about 40,000 naira worth of cake. I think it was about 2-tiered cake, about 50K. And I got there in the morning, and because then I was handling the quality control for my business, my wife handles the baking, I handle the quality control and sales. And I got there in the morning and my team decorated nonsense. I mean, when I saw this cake, it was absolutely rubbish. Our delivery time was 12 noon. And as at 9 o'clock, this cake I saw was nonsense. I told my team, pull down this cake, go and rebake the cake from scratch and ensure it is ready before delivery time. They were shocked that, boss, you want us to throw away a cake that is worth this value because you want to give customer the best? I said, that is our standard. We don't joke with standards. We don't joke with it. What we say to a customer, which is get 100% quality from Giddy Cakes, that is what we stand for. We do not joke with our standards, you know, and that day they delivered the product and the customer is still with us today. Part of what we do when we are recruiting our baking team or our decorating team or our baking members or our baking team, our mind is always focused on, can this person deliver the standards we expect? Though some of those staffs come quite expensive, they are not cheap to come by. Many of them are quite expensive to get to employ them. But when you know that your business wants to stand for quality, top-notch product characteristic, top-notch quality, excellence in all ramifications, you won't think twice spending such money employing people that will give you the best. Let me say this in passing. Many of you think that spending less to employ, how will I put it? Spending less to employ people who are below expectation is beneficial to your business. No, you are shortchanging yourself. You are actually shooting yourself on the foot. In Nigeria, let me tell you categorically well, it is safer and cheaper to employ someone that would deliver what you expect from day one and pay the person a little higher than to employ somebody who you might likely start training from below. Now, if you are in your first 2 years in business, it is understandable. You don't have that much funds to employ someone. So I agree that the first year, you are the only person. By the second year, please ensure you are not the only person. With myself and Mr. Collins were applying a masterclass, you know, after this session. And part of my job is to ensure that if you are 2-3 years in business, and you are telling me you are still the only one managing inventory, you are the one managing supplies, you are the one going to the farm, you are the one calling customers, you are the one handling social media, I would tell you, you are not serious. You want to kill yourself in Nigeria. This is Nigeria. You need as many hands to help you build this dream. You can't do it alone. The idea of, oh, if I pay many people, I'm going to be spending so much. Yes, pay them. Pay the people who will deliver the results and get the result. Get these things done. You can't do it alone. it is a huge sacrifice. If you see, my wife and I will live a very simple life. I mean, my wife, sometime last year, we have 3 managers. Our 3 managers were earning, higher than us. Even though our salary is higher, we can't pay ourselves that much now in our business, but the figure is there, in the payroll, but we can't pay ourselves. But the managers earn higher than what we're paying ourselves. And guess what? All 3 managers are exceptional. As a matter of fact, we actually stole 2 managers from another bakery. Sorry, I said that. So, it's business. Business is work. So sometimes you have to do some things that are very, 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 very intriguing. So what happens even to us? I told my wife that if we don't take care of our staffs, somebody will come and steal our staff. So if we take other people's staff to deliver the result, we must ensure we take care of them. So you guys will come and steal our own staffs. It's a competition. It's a war. I remember sometime last year, Dangote went to get the CEO of Lafarge Cement. And the man left. It was a sudden departure. The man left. And when he was leaving, guess what? He left with all the investors from Lafarge to Dangote. No, it is not being wicked. It is simply business. If you don't take care of your staff, other company will come and steal them. That is a simple truth, especially if you have good staffs. One of our top decorators now, we pay him so well because the guy is fantastic. And we know that the guy is hot cake in the industry. So if this guy leaves, it's going to be a big hole to our business. So we pay him well. So that's part of quality in business, in positioning yourself in business. Next slide quickly. Because of time. 6:30 already. All right, the next one is competition. How do you position yourself against your competitor? The first thing you need to know here is that do not try to compete with your competitors. Don't even think about it. Because many people you're trying to compete with, a lot of them have certain inner systems and structures that you're not aware of, except if you want to do internal espionage to get the information. So most of the time, it is important that you observe what your competitors are doing, then look for a way to run the opposite. Do something different. Don't try to copy what your competitors are doing, the exact thing they are doing. Because if you are copying the exact thing you're doing, you're automatically going to get a different, you're going to get a result that is subjected to their own dictates. When we were in Right Foods back then, when we came into the sausage roll industry, that was around 2007, 2006, 2008. I joined them in 2009. Now, when we came into the sausage roll market, what we realized and observed was that many of those that were in the sausage market had a very streamlined process. They had a streamlined mode of operation, how they get things done in their business. So what we did in Right Food was that instead of going directly to copy their model to do exactly what they are doing, we decided to switch our own strategy and come up with something different, something more exclusive, something more extraordinary. We looked at how they gave commission to their distributors and decided to do something different. We looked at how they treated their hawkers and other, street retailers, and we decided to build a different model. And guess what? Within the span of 3 years, we grew from the number 7 in the industry to number 2. Number 1 then was Gala. So back then, if you remember, those of you who look at, they are very familiar with sausage products. We had Meaty back then. We had Meaty, we had Leventis, we had Meaty, I think it was UTC or so. Many products back then. Literally speaking, Right Food actually killed those products. We actually took over the market. We took over the market from bottom to the top. I can remember, telling my boss, when my boss, told us that we should give a massive discount to all, Meaty distributors, to all Meaty distributors and stuff like that. And I was asking my boss that, sir, is it not wicked to steal other people's distributors? I mean, it's so unfair. I mean, just go and steal their distributors. And he told me categorically, he said, business is war. He said, business is war. And truthfully, business is war because we got their customers, we grew in their business. When Right Food started producing their other products, the drinks and every other thing, Coca-Cola did the same thing to Right Foods. When Right Food started producing Biggie Cola, Coca-Cola went to steal their staffs. So it is war. That is, when it comes to employees and stuff, it is war. It is absolutely war in business. So competition is your next strategy. You need to look at what your competitors are doing and do the exact opposite. The next one is product use. Now, product use speaks of the end use to the customer. So for instance, now, if you are selling your product online, and for instance, you are into the sales of beans or catfish or poultry product, what you need to do with regards to product use is to craft a way to communicate the end value to your customer. How will your customer benefit from it? So while everybody is busy selling 5 kg bag of gari and run their own marketing strategy, what you need to do is how to tell the customer that, you know what, our 5 kg, like for instance, somebody, maybe customer A puts it this way: come and buy our 5 kg of Gary and have a good life. Guess what? That works. But guess what works better? When you tell customers that, you know what, our 5 kg of Gary can serve a family of 4 for 3 weeks at 4 servings. So in other words, if you decide you want to have eba, for instance, our 5 kg Gary can serve a family of 4 to prepare eba in 4 servings in 3 weeks. So that's assuming they take 1 serving per week. So what you have literally done to that customer is that you have given them all the information they need with regard to product use. I hope someone is following me clearly with regard to product use. So if you're selling cow parts, for instance, and your cow parts are measured in kg, or you are selling tubers of yam and your tubers of yam are measured in kg, now what you simply do is to give Nigerian customers detailed information on how many servings your product will deliver when they buy your product, when they buy your yam or beans or rice. So if you are into sales of yam, for instance, I can tell them, okay, you know what? If you buy our 10 kg yam, our 10 kg yam can serve a family of 4 at 5 servings in a month. So assuming the family decides to have yam every Saturday, your 5 kg yam will meet that need for the next 5 Saturdays. Now, this doesn't mean that there are no variants. If you have a family of 10, you cannot expect that to happen. So what you're simply doing is that you're giving them end use. You're giving them information about their product use. Woo! I wish I could spend more time on this. Right, the next part in the first quadrant is know your audience. Now, we're about getting to the juicy parts in our discourse in this evening. Now, the next part under the social selling for agribusiness is build your buyers community online. How do you build your buyers community online? Now, note that the first quadrant, right? We literally discussed about. We are still in the first quadrant. Mr. Collingas, can you just go to the first slide so I can just explain where we are coming from? Then we can come back here quickly. Just the first slide. Because I know some people just joined us so they can understand. Yeah. No, next slide. Thank you very much. All right. So those who are just joining us, I want to just quickly recap on what I'm teaching on, so you can just understand the direction I'm flowing through. Now I'm teaching on what I call the 4 key quadrants for social selling. The first quadrant is sell. This quadrant is where you build the first contact with your customers, where you build the first contact, where you build the first communication channel between you and your potential customer. The next quadrant is sale. This is where transaction takes place. This is when customers pay for your product. The next quadrant is selling. This is when you enable repeat sales. You enable repeat sales. So you're moving from one-off to repeat sales. Now, the last quadrant is sales. Now, at the last quadrant, this is where when you have loyal customers who buy from you, not because you are marketing your product or you are promoting your product, but because now they are accustomed to your product. They are now like your brand ambassadors. They are now connected to your brand. They're connected to your product rather, and they are now like they're more like your loyal customers. They are now loyal to you. They just pick up their phone call and buy your product. These are customers that whenever they have a need, and that need has to do with what you sell, you are the first point of contact, or the first person that I speak to. Okay, so let's jump to the point 3 under the first quadrant quickly. Okay, so the first quadrant says build buyers community. All right, so the first thing you need to know, to sell online, you need to build a community online. There is no way you can sell on social media if you do not have the right community online. There is no way you can sell. So if you're going to sell online, whether it's on Facebook, on Instagram, and by the way, for those who want to know, probably when asking, what makes you qualified to teach on social media selling? Well, if you go to our social media page on Facebook, we have about 99,000 followers on our Facebook page. And on Instagram, we have about 76,000 followers, and they are all organic customers. We did not buy customers. We did not buy followers. No, we built that page from 2016 till now, till date, and we are still building. So we have organic customer growth, not just those that you buy. Because when you buy customers, you will have the numbers on your page, and you will not see the results in your sales. So you all can see a company that has 70,000 followers on Instagram, 99,000 followers on Facebook. Automatically, now you understand how we are doing 9-figure. As a matter of fact, at the close of business last year, in 2020, at the tick of COVID-19, We had customers who were still buying from us. I mean, literally, we had to relocate all our staffs and get an apartment for them at Surulere so that they can actually live there and produce and deliver, because food products were allowed to move on. At the end of the year, when they brought in our, our audit for the year, we did over 130 million in 1 year. That is during COVID, like the tick of COVID, shutdown, lockdown, everything. We did that volume. This year, we are projecting doing twice that volume before December. And we're already en route because we have planned to expand for other locations by next year. So you can see that social media and our key selling points, let me say this, is Instagram and Facebook. Can I tell you categorically now, we've never printed flyers since we started our business. Not one flyer, except of lately that we printed some flyers just for our sub-outlets, our mini outlets within our vicinity, that we printed some flyers. We've never printed flyers since we started our business. So what I'm teaching you here are practical things that you can do in order to scale your business online and achieve your sales goals, all right? So first thing to do in this third point is know your audience. Facebook has over 30 million people. Instagram has over 25 million Nigerians. You need to know your audience. You cannot sell to everybody. No, it's not possible. You need to know those you are going to sell to. If you are selling yam, for instance, your target audience are restaurant owners, hoteliers, mothers, because mothers are those that buy, go to markets and get things, then maybe the fathers. Those are your target audience that we are looking at. If you're selling things that has to do with, vegetables or fruits or stuff like that, your target audience are more or less, the middle-class family, the middle-class people, not teenagers, not children, not people that are looking for TikTok videos and, TikTok challenge and Crits challenge on social media. Those are not the people you're looking for social media. So when you are positioning yourself, you need to find out who are my audience, who are the people I want to sell to, because you can't sell to everybody. It is absolutely impossible to sell to everybody. You need to know your audience. The second thing you need to do is to generate the right content for your audience. Now, this part speaks about content creation, where I'm hoping that myself and Mr. Collinos will also have a content creation masterclass, hopefully soon. Definitely to be a paid class, not free, because content creation is very, very expensive. So it will be a paid class, so we'll have that. So content creation for agribusiness, we'll look about that. There are so many topics, trust me, so many topics that we can teach on. And these are valuable topics, not just head knowledge, valuable, practical topics. Let me give you an instance on content creation. When we started running on social media and Facebook, we realized that many customers had a challenge with, some of our content that we are posting online at the early stage. So we decided to change our strategy. What we decided to do is to create engaging content that engage the right audience. So we are doing a lot of giveaways, a lot of giveaways for mothers, a lot of competitions between mothers, take a picture with your kids and post on Instagram page, a lot of content to draw the mothers to us. And by so doing, we're able to have the right results. So you need to learn how to create the right content for your audience. In this content creation class, I'll probably teach you guys how to do videos, how to use your Canva, how to work on small graphic designs, because these are things that I can easily use and get. I do all my graphic designs. I do make all my videos myself. I have the app and the platform to, work on all those things. It's very easy. This 2021, everybody is a tech savvy person in 2021. If you can use Facebook and Instagram and Twitter and the rest of them, you can work on your own graphic designs. You can make your own videos. You can create your own content to attract the right audience, okay? The next point here is product support content. Now, what is the difference between general content and product support content? General content are content that pulls these people to your platform. Why is this very important? Now, I'm going to explain that in my okay, let's go to the next next slide. Let me explain something quickly. Next slide. Yeah, the next slide. No, the next. Why do people buy? I want to explain something quickly. Okay, again, pleasure. Okay, now let's go one more slide up. What's one slide up? Yeah, let me explain something quickly. Yeah, thank you very much. Now, the difference between creating general content and product support content is that the general content attracts people to your page. Your product support content sell your product to those who have attracted to your page. Let me tell you something here categorically. People do not come online to look for what to buy. No, they don't. Nigerians do not come online with the purpose to buy any item. They do not come online to buy. Most of the time, Nigerians come online because they are looking forward to take their mind off stress. Nigeria is a stressful country. So many times people come online to look for content that relieves them of that stress, content that makes them laugh, that makes them gist, content that trends. They want to hear the latest gist on whose marriage has broken up. They want to hear the latest. They come online because they want to hear all this information, because this information keeps them busy. It takes their mind off the stress, government stress, environmental stress, traffic stress, and a whole lot of, negative vices we have around. So most Nigerians do not come online because they want to buy. They come online because they want to get content that keeps them engaged, content that helps them to interact, content that relieves them, that makes them relax. You wake up in the morning, if you live in Lagos, for instance, you wake up in the morning by 4 a.m., you're in traffic all the way to like 8 a.m., you are fagged out, you are tired, you are stressed up, you work from 8 a.m. all the way to like 4, 5, 6 p.m., you are back in traffic again all the way back home. So when you get back home, many of you, ask yourself, when was the last time you go online to look for what to buy? Most times when you want to buy something, you actually go on Google, use Google search to search for items. When you go on Instagram, you are looking for gists. You're either looking for Don Jazzy's TikTok video or Don Jazzy's real video or Lasisi Eleno or some other comedian. You're looking for their content in a way that will just relieve you of the day's stress. So now that you know that people do not come online to buy, the big question is, how do you attract them to your page or your post, which is calling for people to buy your product? How do you attract them to come in and buy your product and services? How do you get that done? That is the question you need to understand. Many entrepreneurs are not successful with regards to social media selling because their strategy is different. You are busy posting, come and buy, come and buy, come and buy, come and buy, come and buy. That's all you post. But the people you are posting those things to, they are not interested in come and buy. They want to know what educates them, what entertains them. Those are the two things they need. What educates them and what entertains them. Those two content are what Nigerians look for online. So if your content on your social media page is not showing and is not giving them that level of entertainment or how will I put it, education, you are sure you're not going to have that growth on your platform. And that is why if you're selling on social media, you cannot afford to be a backstage person. You must ensure that your presence is felt. For those of you that can run videos, most of the time, if you're into sales of agro products, people don't want to see pictures. They want to see the real product. So shoot videos. Every last Friday of the month, run a live video or probably, run a live video from your page. Or if you're into the sales of beans, for instance, you are selling beans and other products. Every last Friday of the month, have a list of beans recipe that you post on your platform. How to prepare a wagoin, how to prepare a wakinik or a wailewe or whatever it is you call. Look for other beans recipe and post them on your platform every Friday. Those are general content that attracts them to your page. So people know that, okay, on this person's page, every Friday, she's always posting X content to drive a narrative. And this content is educational. It has nothing that says come and buy. Then guess what? When they come to your page and they follow you and they like those contents, these same people go through your page to find out, okay, how do I buy beans for you? Now, here is the catch. If you're here and you're selling beans, I've just given you one idea that will make you blow before the end of the year. All right. Now, here's the catch. If you are selling beans, for instance, or you are selling yam, just run a graphic design, right? Make two graphics. One graphics shows recipe on how to make special fried yam, or how to make a wagoin, or something about beans, or how to make beans and yam. First slide on your Instagram page, right? Now, the second slide, put a picture of your beans alongside ingredients. Note that the ingredients are add-on sales. So you are selling beans, but you are adding the ingredients that will help them achieve that recipe and create a fixed price. What will happen is when you run a sponsored advert on that particular post, when they see the recipe and they are interested in that recipe, preferably a video, when they slide to the next page, there is already a call to action. The call to action says, buy beans from us. But we are not only selling beans, we are selling a combo pack. Now, the combo pack comes with beans, with oil, with pepper, with maggi, and everything that will help you to achieve that ingredient. So literally speaking, you have saved them the energy of going to the market to buy the ingredient for that particular slide. You have saved them the stress of looking for those items at the market. You have saved them that entire work. All they'll have to just do is order from you, and you will deliver the items straight to their house. And right there at their various homes, they can prepare the exact recipe you are giving to them. That is where general content and product support content comes in. So in one post, you've literally achieved a general content, which is the recipe of the product you're selling. And you've also achieved a product support content, which is the one that says, come and buy. Woo! Time. Oh my goodness, Mr. Cornelius. I've spent 60. Can I continue?
Well, yeah, we just have to continue.
Remember,
maybe,
I told this class is very extensive. It's not a one-day class.
yeah.
Oh my goodness.
I know you still spend time on the remaining 3 parts of the content of the.
We have
of the
more
quadrant.
slides to cover. Mr.
Yeah.
More slides to go.
I believe
wow.
people will still be here. Let's just continue.
Okay, all right. Okay, so since Mr. Colin has given me the permission, let me ride on. Okay, all right. Now the next part speaks of how to stand out. So I won't spend too much time on that. How to stand up, project excellence and everything. Then the last slide here speaks about engagement. So let's move to the next slide. Why? 2 reasons why customer buy. 2 simple reasons. Why do people buy? Now we have left the first quadrant, which is the sale quadrant. If you look at your slide on the quadrants chart, we have sale, we are through with that, and we have sell. Now we want to move to the next quadrant now. Now under the sell quadrant, 2 reasons why customer buy. Reason number 1, to gain pleasure. Reason number 2, to avoid pain. Simple as ABCD. Reason number 1, to gain pleasure. Reason number 2, to avoid pain. These are the 2 reasons why people buy. So your product or services or business must present both options to them. I always tell Mr. Cornelius in our backstage discourse that every Nigerian likes vanity. Nigerians love vanity. Our vainness in Nigeria is at peak. We love vanity. We are very vain people. And this is not our fault. It's because of our social ethics, our social acculturation process. So in regards to this, what do you do? How do you present your business as one that gives customer that level of pleasure? I gave an example above with regards to how you can create recipe. Now, how do you do that? Nigerians want things that entertains them. So once in a while, when you are, as a business owner, do some real videos. Real is on Instagram, RALL is on Instagram. Whoa, during our content creation class, I will show you guys all these things. Reels are on Instagram. Run a 1-minute reel video at your store or a shop or something, or have your product all packaged on the table and run a real video and say something like, now people will buy from us, will enjoy free gifts by December. I hope you guys are noting down ideas I'm giving to you. This is a masterclass. This is a free masterclass. Don't worry, by the paid masterclass, we will have a lot of examples. I will give you guys many ideas, a lot of ideas that you can start with from day 1. And hopefully I will coach you guys for 5 days in that paid masterclass. And practically we'll run through your page one after the other together, and we'll build something constructive. So the first part is pleasure. How do you make Nigerians enjoy or have that level of pleasure? It's simple. It's by just making them feel good. Make Nigerians feel good. Let them feel impressed. You see, you need to make Nigerians believe that when they are buying your beans and yam, they are in vogue. You need to make them believe that when they are buying your items, they are in vogue. They are top notch. It means they are there. Let me give you an instance. Right now on Giddy Cakes, people, now have a mindset that the Giddy Cake is like a celebrity cake. So anybody who buys Giddy Cake for their children, they feel so good. And how do we know this? A particular customer sometimes in 2018 sent us a very nasty email. And it was very surprising because till date, and I'm saying this categorically with all level of sincerity, our level of customer dissatisfaction is less than 1%. I'm not joking at all. You can go to our Instagram page, you can go to our Facebook page. Our rate of customer dissatisfaction is less than 1%. And we ensure that it is that. Why? Because at Giddy Cakes, we ensure we give 99%, nothing short. Absolute nothing short of 99%. It is so, if you buy cake from us and you told us deliver on time, our delivery personnel will be the one waking you up from sleep. I'm not joking. I know many. Do you know how crazy it is that customers are complaining that your delivery team are too early? That's their complaint. Their complaint is too late. They're complaining, you're too early now. What is wrong? We say, well, you wrote in the delivery sheet that you want your product delivered as early as 7 o'clock. Now, you see, many people tell us 7 o'clock, believing that we will deliver by 9. Why? Nigerian time, African time. And I don't blame them. It's because of their experience. So most times they give 2 hours early than the expected delivery time. But at Giddy Cakes, we deliver, my team, as a matter of fact, the moment our delivery guys leaves our store, they leave as early as 6. When they get to your location, 30 minutes to your location, they're already buzzing you. Hello, ma'am, we are close to your house. We'll be there in the next 15 minutes. 15 minutes time, they are close to your location. They are close to your house. At exactly 6, max 6:15, they are knocking at your door. The woman complained, no, they are too early now. I know, but I just said 7 because I felt you will come by 9. And the driver was laughing like, no, we don't do that to Giddy Cakes. If you want it by 9, tell us 9. We'll deliver it by 8:30 to 9. If you tell us 7, we'll be there as early as 7. And since that day, the woman had so much respect for us, so much respect, because we deliver that top level of quality. Now, this is how customers gain pleasure. If you are into sales of product, you are into sales of food, maybe you own an online restaurant or something, or something. Can we continue discussion on voice? I don't think, well, Mr. Colonel will handle that question. In Nigeria today, people don't know that when you stress your customers, you make it very difficult for them to come back and buy from you. Now, I want to say this now as a business owner and also a customer. I'm a business owner and I also buy from people. I want to say this, that when you stress your customers, it can be very tiring. It can be very stressful. Nigeria is already a stressful country. You shouldn't be the one adding to your customer stress. You are not in business to give your customers excuse. You are in business to give your customers results. Please, if you have employees in your company, I don't know how we'll do it, probably maybe later during the year, we can organize trainings for your employees too and get them to learn all these things. You are not in business to get your customers worked up. You are in business to deliver results. As a matter of fact, any customer who buys from you has transferred the stress of that product to you. So you shouldn't be the one transferring the stress back to them at the point of delivery. If a customer buys from you, you should go through any means possible to ensure you deliver up to standards. That is the rule of the game. There is no way to be the one giving your customers pain. Look at what I said earlier. I said customers buy to gain pleasure or to avoid pain. If you are the person who you're into business, for instance, and the customer comes to your Instagram page and they buy your product and you are very happy, you happily collect their money. Excuse me, ma, sir, everybody listen to me. You have no excuse whatsoever not to deliver 100% satisfaction. None. I'm saying this categorically without any iota of recompense. No, you have no excuse to deliver 100% excellence. I hold this. A staff who comes late to work, I may not really bother about you, but a staff who delivers substandard product to my customers, you are gone. I don't joke with my customers. My customers are my gold. I don't joke with my customers. Two people I don't joke with, my employees and my customers. But any employee who messes up a customer, you are in trouble. I don't joke with my staff. I don't joke with my customers. But if you're an employee, and you mess up with my customers, you are gone. I don't joke with it because I am here to serve my customers. On our Instagram page, we have a one watchword. What you see on our Instagram page is what you get. If you're into restaurant sales, for instance, on this platform, and you tell a customer, come and buy ewa going with plantain and fried fish by the side and some other little toppings and every other thing, and you take a very nice picture from your photographer, lovely picture, well edited, post on Instagram and tell customers, come and buy. And the customers come to your online store, they love what they see, they buy what they see, and what you are delivering is extremely the opposite of what they buy. No, that is scam. You are a scammer. You're not a business person. That is absolute scam. Tell customers what you can deliver. Show them what they want to buy. Now, this does not mean that you shouldn't have your products, the pictures you have will not be a little bit different from the real thing. Of course, yes, picture value will affect those things. But in a situation where you told a customer, come and buy our product, if you buy our ewa going, you will get a portion of beans, a portion of sauce, you will get 5 plantains, and you will also get dried fish around the whole thing. And the customer comes to your platform and they order this item, and what you are delivering to them is a very small portion of ewa going, very small portion of sauce. Just out of the 5 plantain, you only deliver 3, and your fish is not even fish. Your fish looks like something from the pit of hell. And you're telling them, that we understand now, Nigeria is very, very complex. Things are not working well. No, you are a scammer. You're not a business person. That is scamming. That is absolute scam. So we need to ensure we deliver top quality. Since the day we started our business at Giddy Cakes, we have ensured that everything you see on our Instagram page is exactly what you get. Exactly. If your child's birthday is coming up soon, try it. Don't call me. Just go behind me and order and see. Exactly. Picture-wise, color-wise, taste-wise, even the inner recipe, the inner flavor, exactly what you get. And this is what business stands for. Nigeria is a stressful country. Don't be the one to add to your customer stress. People buy because they want to gain pleasure and avoid pain. When a situation where customers have bought from you, they've paid from you, and now you're on the ground calling them, hey, sorry, ma, our dispatch person is still at Ikeja. He's coming very soon. And delivery is at Magodo or something. Delivery is at Lekki, and your dispatch is at Ikeja. And you're telling customer to understand. Why should a customer understand? No, you shouldn't be telling customer to understand. A customer should not understand. A customer should get what they paid for at the exact time they want it delivered. That is the rule of business. So the pressure, put it on yourself and the dispatch person. Don't put that pressure on the customer. No, don't put the customer under pressure. Not what I'm teaching you guys. I'm teaching you how to get to a place where customers fall in love with your business and they constantly keep buying from you till forever. That is the goal. That is the end goal. So you have to pay all this price along the route towards that end goal. If you want to build a business whereby every month 10,000 people are buying from you, not because you run sponsored adverts, not because you run promotional adverts, not because you are giving promos, but because they are now in tune with your business, they are now your customers, they are now loyal to your business, they are now attached to your business, and nothing can separate you from your business. That is the end goal we want to achieve. And to achieve that end goal, you must ensure that you help customers gain pleasure and avoid pain. Woo, I spent some more time on this. Let's move to the next slide quickly. Now, presence and credibility online. Oh, I've talked about that. Next slide. I've talked about that online. All right. So why do people come online? Simple. People come online to engage, to interact, and to get gist. Simple. So if you're a business person, ensure you're engaging them, ensure you're building interactive content on your platform, and ensure you have nice gists on your platform. Post things that are, that gives them, that educates them. So you can say, okay, every first Monday of the month, join me on our business platform, and we'll teach you how to prepare, fried rice or different recipes, and have those content on your platform. All right. So let's move to the next one. Okay, why are you online? I've explained that too. I've explained that a little bit. Okay, converting social media fans to customers. All right, I'll spend some little time on this. How do you convert social media fans to customers? Now you have all the customers on your page. You have all the customers following you and liking your content. The biggest question is, how do you get them to buy? And that's where call to action actually comes in. Call to action, that's where call to actions actually come in. Now there's a difference between social media fans and social media customers. Social media fans are just followers, people that like your page. So you can have 10,000 followers and nobody's buying from you. It's very possible. And you can have 1,000 followers and you're making more money than somebody that has 100,000 followers. It's very possible. It is very, very possible. So how do you convert social media followers to social media customers? The next slide will give us the answer. We talk about how do you translate online sales to, how do you translate your online sales funnel to offline sales revenue? Now your online sales funnel attracts the fan. So all what I've been saying from the beginning, the engagement and every other thing, attracts people to your page. Now they've liked your page, they follow your page. How do you now convert it to sales? What do you do to get this particular results? Okay, the first thing you need to do at this particular point is, one, you need to use consistent call to action. I mentioned it a little bit at a particular slide above, consistent call to action, where you are constantly telling customers, come and buy to get this value. Come and buy to get this value. Now, one way you can actually do this is run a sponsored advert, a strategic sponsored advert, not just the regular sponsored adverts. Now, there is an error that many business owners do on social media, and I'll explain this to you. A lot of social media business owners copy what everybody is doing online and try to follow suit. It doesn't work that way. Let me tell you what works in Nigeria a lot. Don't run adverts on all your products. No. I've seen business owners who run simultaneous adverts on different products. So you have different products on your Instagram page or Facebook page, and you are running different adverts on this one today, that one tomorrow, hoping that all of them will gain traction. No, you're wasting your resources, you're wasting your time, you're wasting your energy. Let me teach you, or let me just show you briefly. I'm not going to show you in detail because of time, but let me show you briefly what you can do. Now, when you want to run an advert online on social media to gain consistent traction, the first thing you need to do is prepare your, how will I put it? Prepare your, how will I put it? Prepare a tractionable post, one that you know will create a lot of engagement. For instance, if you're into the sales of tubers of yam, for instance, get all your tubers of yam, pack it all up, put it in a nice package, label it, put the kg and the label and everything there, tie it around with strips, take a nice photograph of it and post on your page. If you're into sales of bread, for instance, get the picture of your bread, and all the various bread that you have, get like 5 of them and, put them all together. Then create a post that selects all the 5 pictures. Create one post, right, that selects all the 5 pictures. Now, add a copyright caption. Copyright is one thing you need to learn. Put a copyright caption that says, let me give you an instance for us. I'll give you a very, very perfect example. Very, very perfect example. Okay, let me use the ewa going or the beans idea or the yam idea, as an example, for instance. Or let me use the yam idea. Now you're into sales of yam, and yam and cassava are all the same thing. Now, for instance, what you can simply do is that when you create those 5 pictures, write on the caption, get 1 kg bag of rice free, or 1 kg bag of gari free when you buy our 20 kg yam. And each of the slides have 20 kg yam pictures. Tell the customers, get 1 kg bag of gari free, or get 1 free bread if you buy our Agoin combo, or get 3 eggs free if you buy 1 full crate of egg, or just something, just an add-on, something that you need to add on, something that's free. Put it there that gets this item free if you buy this item on the post. Get this item free if you buy this item on the post. Then put all your contact details there and run the adverts. Now, this is what will happen to you. You would realize that many people will come to your platform because they want to buy that item because of the freebie that is attached to it. Now, the freebie should not be something outside your business focus. Don't use other people's products as freebies to your products. It will cost you a whole lot. So look for something you can do within your own business. If you are selling yam, you can add gari. If you're selling beans, you can add bread. Look for something that you can add within your business focus, within your business structure, and add that item as freebie to those products you are selling. Now, here is the catch. Instead of running multiple adverts simultaneously back to back, run 1 sponsored advert every week on that very post for the next 6 months. I'll say that again. That post that you've just made on get this item free if you order our yam or order our beans and the picture is there, run an advert on just that 1 post for the next 6 months. Do that consistently every week. Have a budget of like 5K. So between Monday and Tuesday, you are running an advert every week. Monday, Tuesday, 5K. Monday, Tuesday, 5K on the same advert, on the same post. Do that for the next 6 months or 1 year. What will happen? Let me tell you what will happen here. There is something known as Facebook algorithms. Facebook algorithms does not recognize businesses. Facebook algorithm recognize engagement. Wherever there is engagement, Facebook algorithm will show those posts to more people. The more the engagement, the more people will see your post. That is social media for you. Social media doesn't care if you're a business person or a celebrity. As long as you are engaging, it will create more. It will project more of your pictures, more of your post. It will project your post to more audience. So this is what happens when you run the advert the first week on this particular product. You might probably get like 50 comments and 1,000 likes, right? And out of 50 comments, you might gain a traction of, 20 people buying from you. The next week, repeat the advert, 5,000 naira, same advert, same audience, continue. Now, your 50 comments will increase to 100 and your likes will increase to like 3,000. Next week again, repeat the same advert. Keep repeating. What you'll find out is that at the end of like 6 months, that particular advert will have had over 50,000 likes and close to about 6,000 comments on that same advert, on that same post. Now, 2 things happen. Because of the level of comments, the number of comments you have on that particular post, and the number of likes you have on that particular post, your rating increases on social media, and more people see your product, which encourages them to buy more. Now, when more people see your product and they come to your page and they see 50,000 likes, and they can also see 5,000 comments, subconsciously at the back of their mind, it gives them that confidence that your product is top-notch. People like your product. and they want to buy more. Because if people don't like your product, you won't have that much comment on that one post. It's a psychological principle. It's something that happens subconsciously. So for instance, now, many of you, the reason why many of you open celebrities page is because you can see the number of likes and comments. You can see 6,000 comments. When you go to a celebrities page and you see 100,000 comments, subconsciously your mind is thinking there is a nice gist on this post. I need to read the information on this particular post. And when you click on it, you see it there. Let me tell you what most celebrities do. Most celebrities have what they call social media engagers. When a celebrity make a post, they have WhatsApp groups and Telegram groups where they have like 1,000 people and they're on paid salary. They pay them. So what they do is that once they post any of their comedy videos online, they go to their, to their Telegram group or WhatsApp group and tell them, oh yeah, guys, go and comment. So what happens is that at the first 20 minutes, over 1,000 people have already commented on their post. That alone is the traction that attracts us to view all their comedy posts every day on Facebook and Instagram. That's what they do. It's simply engagement. It's not their fault. It is what the algorithm of both Instagram and Facebook want. Engagement. You need to engage people. So the wisdom here is instead of running 20 adverts on 20 different products, stick on your highest selling product. I forgot to mention that. Stick on your highest selling product. Look at all the products you sell, beans, yam, gari. Look at the one that sells the most. Run a freebie sponsored advert on that product for the next 1 year. Come back by December and see if you will not buy me a hamper. But by the end of the year, I can categorically tell you, you will look for my number and address and send me a free gift. I can assure you because it worked for us. As a matter of fact, our highest selling product at Giddy Cakes is our number cakes. We have a customized number cake that we did, and that number cake sells in volume. So what do we simply do? We simply ran a sponsored advert on that particular number cakes for almost 2 years. Anytime you buy the number cake, you get 3 cupcakes free. And we did that back to back, continuously, consistently, same advert, same content, same advert, same content, and it worked. It worked like magic, back-to-back promo that we did for almost 2 years. And that helped us to jumpstart, our sales growth. All right, we're out of time. Next slide, we're out of time quickly. Woo! Next slide. I'll talk about this. All right. No. Okay, go up. Yeah, this go up. Now, so how do you lengthen your social media sales circle and increase repeat supply? All right, next slide. So right now, right now you have communicated with customers, you've engaged them. Customers now know that you exist. Let's assume you're a new entrepreneur. So now customers know you exist. They can see your business on social media. That is the sales quadrant. You can see at your top right, you can see the sales, sell, and selling. So the sales aspect, customer now know you, you've engaged them. And the sales aspect, people have now started buying from you. You have made your first, second, third, fourth sales from different customers. So at the selling quadrant, the question now is, how do you ensure you repeat sales? How do you ensure that those that buy at quadrant 2 level, at the sale level, come back and buy from you again? Now, the selling quadrant is similar to the sales quadrant. The only difference is on the sales quadrant, which is quadrant 1, you are simply, what you are simply doing is that you are simply, what's the word again? You're simply getting new customers to buy from you. But what you are now doing on quadrant 2 level or quadrant 3 level, which is selling, is that you are now getting those who have bought from you to buy from you again. So it's a similar strategy, but now your content is driven towards getting them to buy from you. And there are 3 simple things you can do on this platform. One is incentivize your customers. Sorry about that. Incentivize your customers. That's the first thing to do. Give a lot of incentives, a lot of freebies, a lot of gift items and stuff like that. Create active content. At this point, show feedbacks from your customers. Tell stories, share stories. Engagement with them, stuff like that. So do all those things to create that, community around your business. Now, the part of creating active content is now you are building a community. So the community you are building earlier are people who don't know your business, but the community you are building now are people who know about your business. They could have bought from you, and now you are building a hub, a community around those people that have bought from you. Then use referral programs. Ask everybody that's bought from you to refer you to 5 other people. And let me tell you how a referral program works. There was a particular woman who sent a stinker email. I was about saying that earlier. The email was the fact that this woman felt that we are very selective because my wife and I handles our social media page before we got somebody to do it. And what we usually do then was just create normal content and engage people online, right? Now, what happened was that we started posting children's pictures with our cakes. So we post children's pictures with their birthday cakes just to interact and engage customers. So a woman sent us a very funny email and told us that we are very selective at our company. We only post pictures of rich children. We don't post pictures of poor children. And we're surprised that, okay, where is this coming from? Because that was not our intention. We never had that at the back of our mind. We were only posting children's pictures with our cakes just to promote our product. And we went back to check the woman's page and realized that the woman actually sent her child's picture to us. Now, this is what we learned from this woman. The moment we post the woman's child's picture on our page, this woman went ahead and started tagging every other person. She tagged their mother, father, uncle, brother, sister, cousin, just for them to come and see a child's picture on our page with our cake. And we're like, okay, is this what Nigerians like? Well, let's make it a strategy. So since that day, we started, posting numerous pictures of children with our cakes. And guess what? Their moms, uncles, aunties tag other relatives and other family members on those posts. They, oh, come and see my child. My child bought giddy cakes. Come and see my daughter. My daughter bought giddy cakes. It's like more like a frenzy. And I realized that this is what Nigerians like. Nigerians love these things. So sometimes when your dispatch riders go to deliver your product, let them take pictures of your customers. Post those pictures online. Make your customers feel good. Let them feel nice. Let them feel important. These are ways you can get them to buy more from you. Okay, let's go to the last slide quickly now because of time. I think this last, yeah, all right. Woo, time is so fast spent 1 hour, 30 minutes. All right, so now we've gotten to the last bus stop. Woo, this is the part that everybody loves. This is the part that we are currently in, in business. We're still scaling, but we're actually at this point, at least as of today, we have customers who have bought from us back to back for the last 4 years, last 4 or 5 years, back continuously. I'm talking about over 1,000 customers who buy from us back to back every year, continuously. They don't even, some customers even transfer and now tell us what they've ordered. They don't even ask. They don't even come online to check. They just know that this is what they sell, and I get this from that particular company, Giddy Cake. So at this point, you've done the entire work. Your energy, you spend time from sale to engage customer, to sell, getting your first sale, to selling, creating repeat sales. You've done everything that involves your strength, your energy, your capacity, your marketing. You've done everything. At this point, this is the exact point where customers transition from just regular customers to loyal customers. This is where customers buy from you, not because you run adverts, not because you run promotional adverts or you are giving freebie or you post on Instagram. Customers now buy from you because they have need for your product. As a matter of fact, the moment customers think of Yam, it's your business they're thinking of. You are now like a family member to them. As a matter of fact, many of them even think they have shares in your business. They have emotional shares in your business. They have emotional shares in your business. So these are some of the things I need to realize. So at this point, when customers now realize that they have emotional shares in your business, what do you do to sustain that connection? What do you do to sustain their connection with your business? The first thing is to give exclusive discount. So give exclusive discount to your top buyers. Give exclusive discounts to your top buyers. At the end of every year, give a special, rewards, a special customer rewards to your top 10 customers. Most mega companies do these things. They give rewards to their top 10 customers, but many small businesses don't do it. I don't know why, because we feel that, oh, our customers don't need to be appreciated. No, they need to be appreciated. If in a year, 500 people buy from you consistently, and these 500 people are loyal customers, they're in your database, you've checked their traction, and these people have bought from you back to back within this year, select the top buyers and give them a gift. Give them hamper by Christmas. Send a gift to them, and don't just give them a gift. Take pictures. Post these pictures as content on your Instagram page. Put it there, a heavy caption. Thank you very much for being our top 10 loyal customer in the year 2021. Celebrate Nigerian customers. Nigerians love to be celebrated. Nigerians they love feeling good. So when you celebrate them, when you make them feel good, when you reinforce them and tell them that we are committed to serving you, thank you to all our top 10 customers and all our 2020 customers. We are going to get 20% discount from us in December. But to those that are top 10 buyers, we are giving out free hampers to all of you. We thank you very much. 2022, let's repeat the same thing again. What you have simply done is that you will attract new customers to your business because it's now become competition. The top 10 buyers this year, we want to ensure they remain top 10 buyers next year. And if you want to be making more crazy, increase the price mark. So this year you give hamper. Next year, give something, give a mobile phone. Next 2 years, give a TV. And the more your business grow, get to a point that you can give them a car or something. This is how you grow customer loyalty. But guess what? The people that qualify for such are loyal customers. So what you simply do is have a benchmark. Have a benchmark. And your benchmark is simply anybody who buys above 50 volumes, or maybe you're selling yam, for instance, and you say, okay, anybody who buys above 30 purchases in a year qualifies to become a loyal customer. And the moment you become a loyal customer, you will get our loyalty card, and our loyalty card gives you some certain privileges in your business. These are simple ways. So what you have done now, you have moved them from just online customers to now active real-time buyers in your business. All right. Okay. So I think I've come to the, finally, I've come to the end. There's so much to talk about, so much. Oh, I feel very terrible. I feel very bad. I didn't really share as much as possible. Oh, Mr. Cornelius, you know how I feel now.
well, I think because of time,
rush. Yes, exactly.
Yeah, I think that's where you could talk about a masterclass that
I wish I could talk about this emotional shares. It's a very important topic. Many small business owners don't even know that customers have emotional shares with their business. Shareholders are not only your investors, your customers are shareholders. They have emotional shares. They've invested their emotions in your business. So if you treat their emotions wrongly, you will suffer. They will drag you on Instagram and Facebook.
So I think we can take some questions and hand question at this time before you talk about the social selling masterclass that people who actually benefit from. So I could see that a number of people have raised up their hands earlier on.
Oh goodness,
this is the time to take some questions. I expect you can raise your hand using the raising hand Zoom tool if you have questions, and then we could have conversation on some of this. Just to give a cap, the idea is how do you create a social selling systems for your agribusiness? And whereas Mr. Daniel have done today is to show how you can leverage these 4 quadrants in creating that consistent system. The first part is the sell quadrant, which is basically announcing your presence. And the goal at that time is not really to sell, it's basically to engage. And that's where most of the mistakes actually lies. And getting that very first quadrant right, it's very crucial. So you can raise your hands and then I can call people for questions if you have any question. Just to summarize a little bit more, the second quadrant, it's okay, how do you make that first sale? How do you convert? How do you convert them from fans to customers? Then the third quadrant, more about how do you turn it now? How do you ensure that they come back? So having the first sale is not the goal. People can buy from you once and then they never come back. So how do you ensure that they become a repeat customers? How do you have repeat sales, which is where the gold is. That's at the time whereby you are not spending much money now on advertisement to get them to come back. But what is more important is actually how do you turn your customers to your marketers, where they become a loyal customers, and that's the last quadrant on the sales. Each of these elements have different things to master, different things to learn, different things to apply to your specific business. And I'm hoping that in a more detailed class that Mr. Daniel have been planned later this, that we'll be working on later this month, and people can actually benefit from that. So should I assume that people don't have questions? Or let me.
Yes, I actually do have questions.
Okay. Is that Hello? Mr. Shola Adeniyi?
Yeah, correct.
How are you, sir?
I'm very fine, thank you.
Yeah, it's good to have you here.
Yeah, thank you. Well, I'm a farmer. Hello?
We can hear you,
Hello,
sir. Please go ahead.
Yeah, can hear you, sir.
Okay. Yeah, I'm a farmer, and presently I do only wholesales to some of the big shops in Lagos. I'm considering transitioning into the retail end, and of course I tend to push that via social media. Now, the example by my namesake, Mr. Adeniyi, who just finished speaking during his presentation,
okay.
yeah, is that it's good that you have freebies, to continually connect with these customers. Yes, we are Nigerians, we have a very peculiar way of thinking. But in your own experience, does it not significantly increase the cost of doing your business? Okay. Does it increase the cost, or you have a way of melting the additional cost of this item into the main thing? So at the end of the day, the customer ends up paying for it. Just like, you get to a shop and they say there's 40% discount, and then you're happy. Meanwhile, the price that if you are paying is actually 100%, but the 40% have been factored into that 100%. You understand what I'm trying to say? So from your experience, doesn't it increase your cost of doing business, either at the variable level or the fixed cost level? And that's the area I have.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay. Okay. So thank you very much, Mr. Adeniyi. I think you answered the question already. The idea of discounted product is just it's a, I want to put it, it's a psychological principle. It's just about using psychology to get people to buy a product. So literally, they are getting what the freebie you are giving them is coming from what they're actually buying. You have factored that price in already to what they're actually buying. So you're literally just giving them a discount on a summative value that they are paying for, which gives them the holistic. Like for instance, now what we do in our own place is that when you buy a freebie, the free item is coming from the product you're already buying. So you're just literally buying something that you're paying for holistically. So if you say, okay, get for instance, get this product and get this cake and get that cupcakes free, the item is coming in from the exact item, the exact cake you are buying already. It's not an additional cost to us. You're just taking away from what they're actually buying to give them a holistic feel. So I advise that, although in the area of discounts now discount and freebies are different. Freebies they are mostly productized. They are mostly product items. So for instance, freebie is like an item. Like for instance, now, since you sell to distributors, right? What you simply do is that, okay, if you buy X quantity, you give you extra S quantity. Now that extra S quantity is more like is already factored into what they are paying for already. But discount is something that you are doing as an incentive. So discount is, okay, this item is 1,000 naira, buy it for 999 naira, so you have 1 naira discount, so, and those things are like psychological framework that help people to patronize you. It's not something extra, it's not something extra, special, but the cost is always factored into what the customer is already paying, what the customer is paying for that particular product. Yeah. I hope that answers the question.
Yeah, I think you're right. Yeah, I think Mr. Sholadeni already even answered the question.
Exactly.
Yeah. For instance, in your case now, whereby you are thinking of moving from wholesale to retailing, definitely the price point at which you are selling in wholesale won't be the same thing at retail. The things like freebies, discount, bonus, all of those things are factoring into some of those differences. In such a way that you actually even more profitable than wholesaling. And I believe Mr. Daniel is also, we have even some examples as well to share. But we have Dr. Mike here that have been raising hands too. What you can go ahead, sir. What are the questions that you have, or maybe 1 or 2 questions that you may have?
Hello, good evening, everybody.
Good evening.
Hello, good evening.
Well, I'm not surprised at Neil's presentation. It's the same mic, Neil, if you can remember. The same mic.
Oh, okay, I'm trying to see. Oh, wow.
It's the same mic that you know. Well, before I ask my question, I'm sorry to say this. I want to say one thing or the other. This Mr. Obafemi, this Mr. Daniel Adeniyi, I'm not surprised for you to have this wonderful enlightenment, insight about social selling. I remembered when you were doing your youth service. I remember when you were with rights, when you were saying all these things.
Mr. Mike, yeah, I remember Mr. Mike now. Oh, yeah, I remember.
I remember when he was at youth service. And one day
Well, so
I discussed with him.
That I'm not lying, I'm saying the truth. we can imagine if I was lying on this platform. That's how I'll be caught.
When he was on youth service and I spoke with him just about an issue, and I felt, why is this guy talking about myself? How is this guy is my spirit saying something about the Nigerian youths, the way it's all went? So there was this different perception then, and I was just a lesson teacher before turned a lecturer. What attracted me to this the issue is I am currently an entrepreneurship and corporate governance lecturer at the university, one of the prestigious university in Nigeria. I don't want to mention a name. He knows the university. Yeah, so I want to have a different perspective. We have a curriculum that a one stream that we have been told to teach the students. And I'm seeing this gap there. But anyway, I'm happier that Adeniyi is bridging up the gaps, and I pray very soon.
Thank you very
much. I'm going to work with him to see how he can help my students, my university students to go this. Anytime. Now my question.
All right.
You talk about social selling, yes, and you talk about freebies.
Yes.
And I'm so much happy. That's one of the things that attracts me. I, in particular, if you don't have, I have this belief, if you don't have my interest, I won't buy from you. And what is my interest? There are a lot of people doing cakes. They're not the only one. We have over 1,001 persons doing cake in Lagos. What is that discount? What is that thing that want to attract me? I was shocked one day when we came to pick our cake and lick the cakes. I was with my 2 kids, and they shared sweets to them.
Oh, wow, okay.
Candies were shared candies to them. I don't know if you can remember. You were not around. You were not even around.
I can't remember.
You were not around. And could you believe that the distance from my house to school, my kids were like, can we go back there to go and buy cake? I was like, what do you mean going to that distance to buy cake? They were like, no, why? I find that interest was that the candies, the sweets, they got there. So they want to follow me. So you can get it. So, and I was surprised they gave me a discount. Now, I want to ask you a question. Me, Giddy Cakes, 6 years old, is old enough. Don't tell me it's young one. You just told me it's young. It's old enough. Now, imagine a 2-year-old business. A 2-year-old business, 15 months, 16 months, 18 months. And you're talking about at the end of the year, it should be able to add freebies and so on. How do you want such entrepreneur, business person, or an enterprise to factor the freebies into the business? In this economic depression of Nigeria, we are in depression. Where businesses are struggling. They are struggling to survive. So now, how are you telling me, as a business, I don't own a business, and my only business is my classroom, and you are telling me that I should be able to a 2-year-old business who's still struggling to factor all freebies at the end of the year package or whatever into the business? How can he or she do that? That is one. Then two, you talk about getting the best, and you talk about getting your employees down to Surulere. I can tell you, which I'm not there, that you did not do that in 2 years or 3 years. Probably you did that about 3, 4 years when you have your one leg standing family. You have a man has 2 legs. In business, when you want to start a business, I tell my students, you start with your toe. Your toe will be, you're not starting with your leg, you're starting with your toe. Later, you now bring back your toe to now firm on the ground. Then, when you now have a one leg firm on the ground, then you now start to decide on how to put the other legs. Mr. Femi's Giddy Cakes has one leg firm on the ground. How can a business standing on its toe be able to replicate
the same thing?
Replicate the same thing. These are my 2 questions. Thank you.
Okay, all right. Let me quickly answer them quickly. I'm sure many people actually have this because you actually has delved on some key topics here, which I would like to share quickly. Let me start with the employee aspect. I think the employee aspect is something that we've actually started from day one. We've always ensured that we invest in employees. I remember our first staff then she usually resumed. My wife was working at the bank then, and I worked at the real estate company. So the staff usually resume at our house. You know, we had one lady then, we paid her from our salary. So we didn't just jump into owning business. You know, so we paid from our salary, and the lady resumed at our house, you know, to prepare the cakes and everything and, you know, deliver. So we had that system at the first early stage here. So it's about understanding the dynamics in business anyway. So, but we knew very well that structure is very important. I mentioned something earlier that there are two categories of people. They are traders and they are entrepreneurs. Traders are people who sell everything and anything sellable just to, you know, make a living or make an earning. So they sell anything, and they are not into building systems and structures. They are into just selling, they buy, they sell, and they move on. But if you're an entrepreneur and you want to build a business, for instance, like Mr. Adeniyi, who is a farmer, for instance, you want to go into manufacturing, you want to go into selling bags of your products in thousands and everything, you need to build structure. And structure is not something you suddenly build. So structure is something you must start from day one. As a matter of fact, why I insisted on growing your employees is because if you are building structure in your business, it is utterly impossible for you to have that level of structure if you are not how I put it, recruiting people to join you or to come on board your business platform. So from the first year, yes, you might be the only person at your business doing everything. You are the marketer, you are the accountant, you are the social media personnel, you are the distributor, you are the retailer. But by your second year, you should strive to a point. Yes, Nigeria is very complex. Nigeria is very difficult, but business is about taking risk. It's about being audacious to get something done. There are many risks that I've taken in this business the last 6 years, a lot of risks, which you have to also take, you know. So in terms of, you know, funding, financing, hopefully I'll get somebody who will speak about, you know, funding and financing to assist us too in subsequent class and everything. You need to take such risk. And the truth about the matter is that people will not fund your business if they can't see the prospect. Another thing I also want to share here is the fact that you need to ensure that you niche down. Don't sell too many items in your business. It will wear you out. You will spend too much money. You will waste your resources. You will have your energy drained up. So if you are into cultivation of yam, for instance, just add like 1 or 2 other items. Don't sell yam and beans and potato and plantain and everything, put everything there with the mindset that at all, everything will sell. No, everything's not selling. Yeah, just stretching too much energy. If you're an entrepreneur, niche down to 1 or 2 products. If you want to go into business, you can niche down to selling rice and beans. There are 2 complementary products, and that is all you sell. That is all your business is known for. If you're into the sales of poultry products, niche down yourself to sell, focus on poultry products. Don't sell poultry products, cow products, chicken products, snail, fish, catfish, everything on your platform. No, that's not a business, that's a grocery store. You know, so, and building a grocery store is a different model, it's a different template, a different strategy entirely. But if you're an entrepreneur and you are building a business, it is important that you niche down to something that you know you are going to build and make good revenue from, you know, over time. Now, when you are niching down, this enables you to structure your business. So at the first year, when you step into your second year, you need to ask yourself, what is that aspect of my business that I can sublet? So probably you get an intern, or you get a casual worker, or you get a part-time staff, but ensure you take some part of your business tax, your business daily tax, and, you know, transfer it to someone else's desk. Employ someone to handle maybe social media page, and employ somebody to handle that page. So while you are at the farming and getting things cultivated, you have somebody who is at the office or your house or your home who is managing social media page. Then later on, find out who can handle little distribution and every other thing. So as you are doing all these things, you are gradually building structure. It will cost you a whole lot. It will take a lot of your time and demand. You will sack and fire people. You will be stressed out because of Nigerian employees. But at the long run, you will have that peace of mind, because in the long run, you are looking at the long-term goal, not short-term goal. You can't suddenly build structure. Let me tell you something. The money you are looking for can only be attracted by the structure that you build. Money doesn't come into unstructured business. Show me one unstructured business that is profitable, that is successful today. None. If you mention Dangote, it is structured. If you mention the likes of Boa Group, they're all structured. If you mention the top farmers in the world today, they have structured business. And structured business include every aspect of the business, from bookkeeping to branding to marketing to sourcing product to farming and every other thing together. So you need to look at the part which is, you know, what I usually advise, or what my wife usually advises is, if you're a business owner, ensure that you hold the core of the business. The life of the business is what you hold. Like she's constantly at the production department. She doesn't do front desk or marketing or sales. No, she's constantly at where they are baking the cake, because that is where the life of the business is. So as a farmer, your job is to farm. So ensure you outsource other aspects. Bookkeeping, get an accountant. Well, you may not, don't give them access to your account. I beg you in God's name.
Don't give them your password and anything. Their job is just to manage your books. You can give them, when you get home every night, write down the payment that has been done, give it to them tomorrow morning for them to, I don't trust Nigerians with your business password here too. When you become a conglomerate, yes, you can do that. But when you're a small business, don't try it. When they ask you, Oga, can you give us email? Don't receive any email. I will give you the information you need with regards to payment. Your job is just to balance the books. When you are sending somebody to market to go and buy or restock your store, don't send the same person every week. Send somebody new. Don't send the same person. People are very, very funny with money. So don't send the same person to go and restock your items. These are some little strategy you have to put in place in your business. And in between, you employ, you sack, and you scale your business. That's the first part. The second part has to do with the aspect of a 2-year-old business. How do you factor the issue of promos and freebies? Now, being 2 years in business doesn't mean you will become a mega business tomorrow. Every small business has the potential to become a mega business. You just have to be audacious enough and know what you actually want to get. So your 2 years is part of your long-term vision. That's the first start. What do you see yourself becoming in the next 20, 30, 40 years? What do you see your business becoming in the next 20, 30, 40 years? How many staff do you see your business employing next year, 2 years from now, 10 years from now, and 20 years from now? All those things are determining factor that tells you how you start from the scratch. So when you talk about giving out freebies, when you know that you have a long-term plan in your business, your goal is not to chase profit. I always tell people that your first 2 years in business is not to chase profit. As a matter of fact, even at Giddy Cakes, we are still in between that breaking even. It's like we are on that tiny edge, break even, go down, go up, break even. We're in that tiny edge. After 6 years, there are many businesses. Jumia has not broken even in Nigeria, and they're still in business. So you see, many entrepreneurs are so focused on that first year, I must make 100 million. No, it won't happen overnight. Trust me, it can't. It cannot happen overnight. But when you begin to give out those discounts, and the discount is factored into the product the customer is buying, and you are not getting something new. So if a customer is buying an item, the discount you are giving to them is part of that, is part of the whole thing. Or better still, your marketing budget is what you can actually factor into the discount. So instead of spending money on marketing, you convey that money you want to use for marketing purpose into giving discount to customers. Those are also other approaches they can also use. But you need to understand that everything entails sacrifice. Nigeria is tough. Nigeria is complex. Nigeria is a crazy economy, but tenacity is a key word. You must ensure that you are tenacious and you know what you want to achieve. Every single time I look at the likes of Dangote, I know many people say, oh, he's connected, he has connection. But I said, look, trust me, it didn't just start by having connection. He started from scratch like we all did. He started from a particular level like we all did. But he was a man that maximized every opportunity. Every opportunity he built. Many of us are in business, you don't even have a relationship with your bank. So when it's come to getting a loan from your bank, how will you do it? For instance, you're a farmer. And today, this month you're using Access Bank, next month you're using GTB, 2 months after you're using a FCMB. You are so complicated. So if you are building a business that you know that, okay, I am into rice cultivation, and in the next 5 years, I would need X amount of loan from the banks, let me look for the bank I can build a relationship with. And at a particular point, I will pitch my loan idea to them. And it happened to us at Giddy Cakes. Some of the equipment you use are generators and every other thing. They are funded by the bank loan. And because they've seen the consistency from year 1, year 2, year 3, year 4, year 5, by year 6, when we told them we need this item, it was easy for them because we know the account officers, you build relationship, they know you by your name, you send gift to them, they send gift to you. It's like a family affair, you know? And I always encourage people, don't go for all those new generation banks. Go for those old generation banks with blue logos. Those guys with blue logos, still old, they still have the old system of building interpersonal relationship with customers. So go for those banks that have blue logos. Those banks now, yes, go for them. Build a relationship with them. Know the account officers. Grow along with them. These are secrets that you use to expand your business. So at the right time, when it comes for you to get opportunities from those banks, it is easy because you have built that level of relationship. So, but it starts from also with your customers. When you want to get 30 million naira loan to buy a rice milling machine or something from a bank, you need to have enough customers that are on ground to buy that item. So the 2 years in service or 2 years in business, those customers you are giving freebie to, you are preparing them for the bigger years ahead. For when it is time for you to scale your business, you already have buyers on standby. Buyers who have been buying from you from year 1, year 2, year 3, year 4, year 6, year 7, they are still the same people buying from you. That is what you want to achieve. That is the goal you want to achieve. So I hope that helps to encourage you. So it won't be easy, trust me. All the things I'm saying are not easy. They are tasking day and night hard work, but at the end of the day, you will keep getting the results. Even at 6 years in business, we are still having those same challenges. So it's not something that will leave overnight. We will keep having, when you want to scale up at your 10th year in business, want to expand to a new city, you will face the same problem. That is business in Nigeria for you. Okay, so I hope that helps.
Yeah, thank you so much. Because of
right.
time, we are really running against time. And I really want to appreciate the question. But I know you've talked about the masterclass. I want you to spend maybe a few minutes to talk about the social selling for agribusiness, the one-on-one class that this plan. Can you speak briefly about it?
Okay. All right. So the social selling for agribusiness. Why I decided to put up this class is I want to touch on the practical aspects. Like I said here, the systems, the content, the conversion, the credibility and consistency, the practical aspect, one-on-one practical aspect. When I was sharing with Mr. Colinius, and he was asking me about, how much to charge and everything, I told him, I said, well, this is, I know I've paid my dues in Lagos, so I need to start making money in Lagos. But the goal actually is to get more people on board this business system. Let's get more people. Let's get more people. When I see the likes of Dangote and I see what they are doing, these guys, once they have deep pocket, they can step into any economy. If Dangote become a fish seller tomorrow now, he will become a monopoly seller. So before he gets there, let us saturate those sectors. Let's saturate them as much as possible, that when these top dogs get there, it will be difficult for them to get things done because there are already many people in that industry. And that is the goal. So this class is majorly not just a one-off class. It's a class where we'll talk about the systems, the content, the conversions, the credibility and consistency. Next slide. I think that's where the most information is. So there are two aspects of the class. There's a teaching class which will hold for 2 days. Everything I've taught today, I'm going to teach them extensively, like in detail, practically, teaching wise. I will give you all the information in detail, what you can do. You will build your mobile phone and we'll check them and we'll do all those things. That's the first 2 days. That's September 25th and 27th. Then from September 28th all the way to October 4th, we'll have a 5-day coaching session, which will be probably on WhatsApp or Telegram. We'll create a private group, and every single day, I will hold you accountable to ensuring that you do those things I have taught you. So if you are not ready to work, I am very tough. Okay, I'm the kind of person that I can get angry and refund your 20K back to you. I am very tough. I am very tough, because I'm not going to spend 5 days with somebody who will not be available. I'm not here. My sister is doing a wedding. I'm not available. I'm traveling. No. There is enough room. So it's end of the month, so you have enough room to plan the activity. The goal is these 7 days will be an intense coaching session. You will have me for a whole 5 days, and we'll engage your entire platform, change the interface, look at things. And I'm only working with limited people. So Mr. Konza will give us the number of people, very limited. I don't do crowd. if you wanted more money now, we'll have done crowd. So yeah, let's do like 100 people. No, I don't do crowd. I don't want limited. We'll have different batches, definitely. We'll have different batches, because the quality of the coaching session should be impactful. So very limited number of people. I'll work on you one-on-one. You have my contact, my phone number, and we'll take it step by step. Every single thing you want to do on social media, and you will start practicing those things that you do. And I'll hold you accountable. I will hold you accountable to ensure you get the results. So the coaching class for the introductory fee is 20,000 naira. Definitely it will increase. By December, it will increase, because there are other classes that also have. So you guys are lucky to have the first part, which is 20,000. So but by December, it will increase. I told Mr. Cornelius to increase. I can't, because 5 days for my daily schedule is work. It's work, but it's like a shutdown moment for me. 24 hours, not 24 hours anyway, but you have me for 5 days, and I'm going to coach you. So 2 days teaching session, maybe 2 hours each day, 2 first quadrants, next 2 quadrants for both days, then 5 days coaching session, one-on-one, what to do. So I'm going to work with you to kind of build like a customized system for your business. So all those online issues you have, we'll discuss about them, we'll work towards them, and we'll practice them. Then from there, you can fly. The sky is the limit.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Yeah, I really appreciate that. Thank you so much. So the idea is, how do you translate this knowledge into practical things for your business? I think that's the whole idea of this masterclass. So it's more one-on-one. It's more interactive. It's not just a theory thing. So right now, the goal is to just have about 15 people for this class. So it's something that we probably I don't know, it's going to be mostly first come, first serve. I'm going to put the link for those that might be ready and want to be part of it immediately. I'm going to put the link in the chat box. You can basically go in there now and register if you are ready. And if you are not ready today, you can send a message as well. We send the link out as well when we send the recording for today out to everyone. So if you are ready for it, register immediately. It's going to be more interactive. It's looking at your home business. What do we need to change? Is there, sometimes there are things like colorography, there are things like messaging, and all of that in a way that is personalized for your business. Before we go, I could see that Mr. Adeniyi has been raising his hands for a while. I want us to be able to close in the next 3 minutes. You can go ahead with your question as we round up on this.
Okay. I think the question will be better answered in the masterclass, so I'm signing up for it.
Okay. Good. Any other?
I don't want to waste other people's time.
Sorry, can you say that again, sir?
I don't want to take more of your time, so I'd rather wait for the masterclass.
All right, no problem, sir. Thank you so much. Any other question, whether on what we've talked about today or maybe on the masterclass? Any question that anyone might have? I know we've extended beyond the time. Any other question? Okay, I just want to appreciate Mr. Daniel. It's been amazing, and he's committed to the idea of how do we empower people. One of the things I'm hoping that we get to in Africa, it is small business that actually develop economy. It's not just one mega business. If we are talking about resolving and changing things about unemployment and all of that, it comes to how do we empower more people to develop businesses, small businesses, that is employing 10 people, 20 people, 50 people. When you have thousands and thousands of them, that's where the change comes in. So he's committed to that, just like I am. So it's always good to have somebody who is willing to share insight and education. So thank you so much, Mr. Daniel, for coming on the masterclass today. Yeah.
Welcome anytime.
Thank you.
Anytime. I'm here. I'm in-house president. I'm sure my face will have been known to many people on the platform. So and the goal is to reach as many people as possible, to teach as many people, because agribusiness is very particular. We've not even touched the surface, we've never even scratched the surface. I was on YouTube some days back and I saw what was happening as in abroad with regards to agriculture. I'm like, wow, we are not even close to it at all in Nigeria. We're not close to it. We've never started. So we need many people. So I'm really glad that what's happening at Farmwell, it's amazing what Mr. Collins is doing. Amazing, all the way from Canada. He's touching lives here in Nigeria. That is amazing. I mean, and I'm so excited to be part of it. So I'm here at full ground. I'm here for the long haul. So let's teach as much as possible, and get many people on board, and let's get many people succeeding in agribusiness.
Thank you so much. So once again, for people that are still on, there's going to be another live class next week. This time around, we're going to go a little bit into the production aspect. It's going to be about strategies for managing organic farms in Africa. We're going to be bringing in Mrs. Shola Showemimon, the founder of Okwe Farms. There will be more information about that. That we go along also to everyone. But for people that want to be on that one-on-one masterclass on social selling, on how do you actually start taking advantage of opportunities that is there, that is open to everyone. Countries like China, like India, they're taking advantage of it. And we can do more. So thank you so much for being here. I really appreciate everyone on masterclass today. Bye-bye, everyone.
All right, sir. Have a lovely evening.